Hey everyone, today I got for you a real multiplayer 3v3 match. It was a level 4 fight and a lot of action, and I really enjoyed it. I did this 3v3 a couple days ago on vanilla Soulstorm, no mods except for the camera mod. I don't play a lot of multiplayer anymore, so this is pretty rare for me. And I've been avoiding multiplayer because most of the time it's pretty toxic. You know, most multiplayer games, there's usually a little bit of toxic back and forth trash talk, and I like to avoid that if I can. But this one here, I think everybody played well, and there was a lot of teamwork, and there's even a comeback. You know, we were down by a lot, and we made a comeback, and I always find that fun. So here's a level 4 fight 3v3 multiplayer replay, and I really enjoyed this one. I actually watched it a couple times, and it's just a really good replay, I think. It's on Avarius, very popular 3v3 map. And I'm hoping people download those red maps just so I have more variety. I think half my videos are Avarius. Now before I start this replay, I do want to say this Space Marine player here kicks a lot of butt. He's definitely the best player, I would say. He plays pretty much perfectly. So if you want to see some really high level Space Marine action, I would say this is the guy to look out for. Space Marines definitely carried in this match, so this is definitely a guy you wanna look out for. I decided to play as Imperial Guard. I've been playing a lot of Quick Start Imperial Guard and mod, you know, Crucible mod Imperial Guard. So something different. Usually it's Dark Eldar, so this is just something to change it up. And after playing a lot of Space Marine story mode, I'm actually comfortable. I'm comfortable playing Space Marines now. A month ago I wasn't. I would never play Space Marines online, but now after grinding a lot, playing story mode a lot, I'm actually comfortable with Space Marines now. So it's Eldar. You'll see some typical Eldar stuff. Space Marine. Tau. Tau does some crazy stuff. You'll see that in a bit. Another Eldar. Same spawn. And then you got Necrons. This Necrons tries so hard. And he actually does a lot of interesting stuff. Stuff that you don't see too often. So this was actually a really interesting Necron replay. And I guess that's it for the intro. Hopefully that wasn't too long. And yeah. So when it comes to Imperial Guard, I basically have one build order. I know there's a million things you can do with Guard, but yeah. But yeah, I would say everyone plays very well. No weak players. I think everybody just did a great job.
Reporting for duty, sir.
So the host of this match told me to make an army and then work on my economy. I asked him for tips because I'm not a very good multiplayer player. I don't even know how you would say that. But I'm not very good at multiplayer. I'm pretty good at computer. I do a lot of comp stomps. But I was asking the host for tips, and he said to make an army and then work on your economy. So I decided to go for grenade. You'll see some grenade guard for me. I wasn't too successful with it, so you won't see. You know, you're not gonna see like 5 squads of grenades. The action should be starting soon, and once the action starts, I think it's just non-stop. So I think this is actually a really solid replay. So you got Eldar, which is basically pure aggression. I think with Eldar you just want to attack all the time. Space Marines, jack of all trades, really solid anti-vehicle. Then you got Guard. Guard is very flexible, more of a defensive faction. I didn't know that this guy here was Necrons, and I didn't know where he spawned at. These scouts took some damage. The host decided to go for Ranger opening. Already level 2 from Eldar, from our Eldar. I decided to do quick level 2 as Eldar. That's usually my go-to. I'm really bad at level 1. You'll see some Rangers here, and very nice. You can see the fleet of foot micro. The fleet of foot micro is actually really nice. So when I was playing this live, I thought he made a servo skull and then walked out here, but it turns out he made a servo skull by reaction. A nice teamwork there. Tau uses snapshot ability on the servo skull, so that was actually great teamwork. Turned off Space Marines detection, so really solid teamwork there. And here I'm trying to detect with my Psyker, but I think the Ranger is out. The Psyker's detection range is massive, but I think the Ranger is slightly outrange it. 'Cause I'm getting shot by the Rangers and I can't see them. Oh yeah, Necron Lord. Nice harassment. I don't really have a way to deal with the Necron Lord. Even with grenades, no real way of dealing with them. I decided to build a turret out of panic. Turrets also detect, so I just really needed detection. Yeah, but basically we're all pressured by the Rangers, and we didn't know what the spawns were, so we had no idea what was going on. I built a infantry command here, mostly as a teleport. I can like teleport between here and I can teleport between my base and there, so I did that mostly as a teleport. Here, my command squad kind of does its own thing and just runs off. That wasn't planned. Space Marine does a very fast level 2, which is fine, I think. We're not being pressured, so I think the quick level 2 is fine. I think if you're not being pressured, you can do whatever you want. So, Fermo, Slag. And the thing I never understood about this replay is everybody plays really well, but nobody builds a Slag over here. That's the only thing that I found questionable. Other than that, I think this is a really solid replay. The chat was, these guys here were getting ready to attack, but joke's on them, we were also getting ready to attack. So we were both ready to attack each other at the same time. And this Necron player goes full Necron Lord. He gets all the upgrades, which is interesting. Usually you don't go full Necron Lord tier 1. So I think that was an interesting playstyle. So you'll see some action here in a minute. I am going level 2. I think my level 2 It's like 80%. Harlequins are great against Tau. So that's a good choice. Upgraded Banshees. Interesting. Interesting playstyle. This is a really hard playstyle to do. I tried doing upgraded Banshees and it's an extremely hard playstyle. It's also a very expensive playstyle. If you lose a squad, it's basically there's pretty much no way you can recover from that. They're so expensive. 7-minute chaplain. Yeah, we were both getting ready to attack. I decided to go level 2. First I decided to go for a heavy weapon team, and then I go for a commissar. I think that was the right call. I could have gone vehicles, but this much infantry, I decided to go heavy weapon team. And also I didn't have a whole lot of damage. I basically had 0 damage. So I decided to go heavy weapon team. Necrons popped invincibility. Flayed ones. Very nice flayed ones. I do like this teamwork. And he's using the flayed ones defensively, which is nice. 8-minute Grey Knights. Grey Knights very powerful. So there's some heavy weapon teams. I really needed the damage. The grenades were just not enough. So I just really needed some damage. Interesting solar pulse. No real ranged units. Still, I enjoy the teamwork. Vehicle stun. I get the vehicle stun level 2. Banshee's doing okay damage. And these Wraith Lords actually have low health, so they're not too hard to kill. Tau Commander going in. And this Tau guy goes full stealth suits. You'll see here in a second. He just goes full stealth suits. Very nice smite. I think he smites these 2 squads. And these Necron warriors are just tanking damage. They're not really getting any kills, but they're really good at tanking. You know, tanking all this damage. And it looks like the Dark Reapers are basically gone. And it's interesting that our Eldar has a more expensive army than the other Eldar. It should be equal, I would think. And here's Space Marines of anti-vehicle. I think the Basilisk is out. The Basilisk should be out soon. And I do notice all this infantry, so I decided to go Basilisk. And there's the Commissar. And I end up making like 4 generators and then going level 2. Not sure if that's good or not, but that's what I ended up doing. These are my starting guardsmen, my starting units. So they haven't died yet. They're starting to lose their numbers, but they haven't died yet, so that's good. To be honest with you, I don't think we lost any squads yet, which is pretty good. We haven't lost any, we haven't lost any squads. Here I put my command squad into close range stance because of the priest. The priest does massive vehicle damage. There's a Viper. Viper is good against guard. 11-minute Hellfire Dreadnought. Very very confident to just move your Dreadnought all the way up like that. It's a very expensive unit. The Tau transports down. Viper dies to, I guess, Plasma. Heavy bolters. It's a very expensive Space Marine army. Rocket launchers and heavy bolters. That's pretty expensive. Necron's going in. I'm not sure what their plan is, to be honest. Solar Pulse to buy time. Forces me to micro. I moved my heavy weapon team up to put some pressure on, the enemy team. You can't let Eldar do whatever it wants, or Eldar will just crush you. So you really have to pressure Eldar. This destroyer is out of position, so I take advantage of that. Destroyer down. But I don't have an answer for this destroyer. I don't have an answer for that one. Full stealth suit. Liberian detects. You could have stunned these dreadnoughts. That's pretty hard. That's something that you and I can't really do. Stunning vehicles as stealth suits is pretty difficult. Looks like these Rangers. I don't know if this is a second squad or reinforced. I know most of the Rangers died, so that might be a second squad of Rangers. This Liberian is just doing so much work. If it wasn't for this Liberian, none of this would be happening. Try to do a cheeky decap, and I think this is the first squad I lose. Here I put my guardsmen in close range combat. I put my guardsmen in close range stance. Triple Hellfire Dreadnought. Triple Hellfire Dreadnought. He might have just had it on auto buy. I do think triple Hellfire is very strong, especially with rocket launchers. Warp Spider from my team, and 14-minute Hammerhead. 14-minute Hammerhead is really strong, and looks like 14-minute Seer Council. Again, very, very strong. Very nice Solar Pulse. This is actually really solid Solar Pulse. Now, in my experience, Warp Spiders are kind of useless unless they're fully reinforced and fully upgraded. So I don't know how I feel about this early Warp Spider. Double Hammerhead. Tau is basically maxed out, and you guys know how strong Tau is. Once Tau gets going, they're very hard to stop. So we got fully maxed out Tau, and then you got Solar Pulse Necrons, which is very strong. And then you got Resurrection Orb. This was a really nice resurrection. We were forced to pull back. So I think this was a very nice. And I'm not even sure how Eldar is affording all these expensive units. That's very difficult on this map. Buying expensive units on this map is really hard. Then you got a regular Dreadnought. Buying all these Dreadnoughts and then having anti-vehicle is these rockets. That's a very strong combo. But yeah, it looks like Eldar just got bullied. And then Tau got pressured, but Tau can make a comeback. Necron Lord just not sure what he's doing. He pops the invincibility. Nice Rhino. But you can see how much damage the Liberian did. The Liberian bullied 2 players. Liberian just absolutely bullied these 2 players. Here I am scouting with my priest. I've seen Alex UK do this all the time, so I figured I'd give that a go. I learned all my Pyro Guard strategies from other people. I copied them. And this is something that he would do a lot. He would scout with the priest. One generator down. My command squad is, getting attacked. Second generator down. And Necrons is actually going level 3. So he's going level 3 during this. Cascans. Cascans are pretty cheap. So I can make Cascans. Now Ogrins are a different story. Ogrins cost quite a bit. So I decided to upgrade my command squad. I was floating, so I decided to just upgrade my command squad. And I don't think my command squad died yet. Bright Lance is really good. Hammerhead down. Very nice fight here. Looks like Tau went full vehicles and stealth suits. Ethereal down. Ethereal uses orbital strike on Space Marines. More Banshees. Banshees at 18 minutes. You don't see that every day. Pariah's coming out to play. Pariah is very, very strong unit. I didn't know this, but if you put it in range, if you put these Pariahs in range stance, they're actually very solid against vehicles. Their range attack destroys vehicles pretty quick. Seer Council. I think this is the second or third squad of Seer Council. I know the first Seer Council squad went down. Still more Banshees. Still nice, very nice micro from this Eldar player. And it looks like this Eldar player went back to level 1. So we got level 1 Eldar versus level 2 Eldar. Hammerhead went down. I think this is the third one. This is a third Hammerhead. Baneblade. I was floating really hard, so I got the Baneblade out, and I put basically 0 money in Guardsman. So, I got my Ogrins out. I was able to afford them. 19-minute Ogrins. Yeah, I basically put 0 money in my Guardsman. I did give them plasma. You kind of need to give them plasma pistols against Necrons. Here I am pressuring Necrons. I think this is actually the first time. Necrons get pressured. These Banshees are just still going somehow. I tried this Banshee strategy a couple times and I can never get it to work. So this is actually the first time that Banshee strategy worked. This Hammerhead's pretty close to taking out my Baneblade. The Baneblade took out the Pariahs. Now Pariahs are great at taking out level 4 units and buildings, but my Baneblade survived. I think when the Pariahs go down, my Baneblade's health goes back to normal. So I'm pretty sure my health is back to what it usually is. And you can see here, no slag. I guess no one. There was a lot of good teamwork in this replay, but I guess no one could decide who gets the slag. And these Banshees are still going, which is weird. Somehow they were able to beat the. It's pretty rare for Banshees to beat Dark Reapers. Usually Dark Reapers always win. Maybe because it's the map size. But usually Banshees beat Dark Reapers. Lehman Russ. So level 4 action. You got Baneblade and Lehman Russ fighting Hammerheads. The Hammerheads I think got dreadnoughted. And this is like the 10th Dreadnought, so pretty rough. Terminators, going all out. And again, plasma on the guardsmen. You really need plasma for Necrons. Plasma does wonders against Necrons. And there you go. I really enjoyed this one. I watched it like 2 or 3 times. I think it's just really fun. Really good teamwork. I was defending everybody with my heavy weapon team. And I think the heavy weapon team outranges the snipers. So that made it so the snipers couldn't do anything. And the Dreadnought spam, great against Eldar, great against Tau. So, and the rockets do wonders, and the Grey Knights, a lot of Grey Knights died, but I don't think the squad died. I think this chaplain survived the whole game, and I think even the force commander survived the whole game. So very good micro. Librarian's still alive. I think the Librarian stayed alive the whole game. And yeah, this was really good replay, I think. I did go level 4, got the Assassin, 2 Basilisks. I started buying upgrades from the Tactica. So that's some guard action for you. And yeah. Wow, Eldar only had, what was that, 3 generators? Wow, Eldar did all that with 3 generators. That's kind of crazy. Space Marine had the slag, so huge advantage. I can see why he vehicle spammed, with the slag. But yeah, I think the Space Marine player played pretty much perfectly. The Eldar player, you don't see Banshees too often. That's pretty rare. So I enjoyed that. I started capping these points. I didn't expect the match to end I didn't expect the match to end after that fight, so I started capping these points. And yeah, Baneblade had like 2 health left, but it survived, so that's good. I think if Tau focused the Baneblade, it would have went down for sure. So Tau had all the chances in the world to destroy this. And yeah, I think this is Dreadnought number 10. And I don't think Eldar, I'm pretty sure Eldar didn't have any anti-vehicle. So I think all 6 Dreadnoughts went down to Tau. So Tau did really well taking these Dreadnoughts out. And Necrons, I don't think Necrons had any anti-vehicle. So I think Tau took out all the vehicles in this game. So good for him. And the Necron Lord was actually trying to destroy my Basilisk. The Necron Lord was over here. Yeah, see how it's damaged? The Necron Lord was trying to take out my Basilisk, which is a good idea. Necron Lord actually does pretty high damage to vehicles. So that's actually not a bad idea. But yeah, I really enjoyed this replay. I guess that's all I have to say about that, and that's it. I'll show you the end screen. I'll go ahead and show you the end screen if you guys are interested in that. So Space Marine did the best. Tau had the most resources, which is weird because he didn't have the slag. So I'm not sure how he had the most resources with no slag, but whatever. So Tau went full resources. Not a bad idea. Looks like everybody had about the same amount of resources. 1600, 1300, 19, 14, 13. Everybody had about the same amount of resources. Let's see. looks like Necrons had the lowest score, but he pressured me all the time, which helped out his team a lot. He forced me to micro a lot, so I think that helped out his team. So even though Necrons has the lowest score, he did a lot. The host had 66 kills, not bad. Tao had 84 kills, pretty good. And I think Tao only had like 2 squads, so 84 kills with 2 squads, that's pretty good. The Banshee player had 68 kills, and somehow I have 79 kills. I don't even know how I have 79 kills. I had like 2 squads the whole game, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe the command squad got 79 kills. I honestly couldn't tell you. Or maybe the Basilisk. Basilisk was able to pick off some units here and there. So I couldn't tell you how I got 79 kills. No idea. Space Marine was always fighting, and Space Marine was in everybody's faces. Very aggressive. I think that's one of the most aggressive Space Marine players I've seen. And yeah, if you want to see Space Marines, just I do think they carried us. So really solid replay. And I think that's it. That's the end of it. See you next time. Bye.